Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome to this session. Here I am with some other few questions for all of you, and these are reading comprehension questions. CSAT के लिए हम preparation कर रहे हैं. So those who are watching me for the first time, I'm your faculty of English and my name is Niharika John Mehra. I have been teaching for more than 10 years now. So you have a lot that you can learn from me. I can help you with, especially if it relates to comprehension and grammar part. Okay. Just to remind you, my classes here are on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1:30 p.m. and on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays I have classes at 1:30 p.m. but on our sister channel, which is the IBPS Hub. Okay, you can join that channel as well. Usko bhi subscribe kar lo. If you are new here, subscribe this channel and jaldi se like and share kar do so we can get going. I'll just take a couple of seconds. I would like to wait if we have more students attending live session. Okay, cool. So that's the first question. Let's begin. Timer is in front of you. Please start. Answer to option number C. The essence of the above text is this question could be asked, what is the main idea, what is the gist, in fact what's the conclusion में भी लगभग ये आंसर आ सकता है. So essence is the main message author हमको इससे जो देना चाह रहा है. Okay, not a piece of information somewhere in the corner, लेकिन main message out of the whole passage. Let's see passage बोलता क्या है. Seen from the perspective of potential, India is truly one of the most exciting places on earth. Positive tone पे start है. In 16 years since Microsoft set up operations in India, I have seen firsthand incredible strides the country has made. So author is saying मैंने बढ़ते हुए देखा building an IT in almost from scratch. This industry is an engine that has driven the creation of new opportunities for many people and established India as one of the most important centers for innovation. तो आईटी सेक्टर में हमने ग्रो करा है, ऑथर इज प्रेजिंग इट, सेइंग कि उससे बहुत लोगों को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है। थैंक्स टू द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ रैपिड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, emerging middle class and impressive record of technical excellence, these are the things जो ऑथर बोलता है because of which India stands as one of the great success stories of our time। ना पूरे में ही पॉजिटिव टोन है एंड ऑथर इज सेइंग दैट टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज हमने ग्रो करा है और क्या क्या चीज़ों ने कंट्रीब्यूट करा है। सो इट इज टेक्नोलॉजी, एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड इनोवेशन that have contributed to the emergence of successful India over past decade and a half. So great success stories of our time किस किस चीज़ों की वजह से? Combination of rapid economic growth and emerging middle class, that actually means they are now getting employed from the previous sentence, हम context समझ सकते हैं। Okay, टेक्निकल एक्सीलेंस है, टेक्नोलॉजी है, इनोवेशन है, बिकॉज वी कैन सी कि बिल्डिंग हो रही है यहाँ पे चीज़ों की। ओके, क्रिएशन ऑफ न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज लोगों के लिए भी है, चीज़ें भी न्यू न्यू बनती जा रही हैं, इनोवेशन भी बोला जा रहा है। सो दिस वॉज क्लियरली माई gist or essence of the passage. India is an, why not others? India is an exciting place and the excitement has been palpable. India है, but this is with respect to only the Microsoft setup marking as the beginning of this era. My author is talking about in this technology part very specifically. तो एक नहीं हो सकता था। Thanks to prolific growth of IT industry, India has of late found its place on the global map. क्या इंडिया ऑलरेडी अपनी एक जगह बना चुका है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ प्रोलिफिक ग्रोथ इन आईटी? देयर आर मोर थिंग्स, लोगों को जो इन्वॉल्वमेंट हुआ। ओके, एक्सीलेंस तो है, लेकिन रैपिड इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, सो इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन, इट्स नॉट वन थिंग अलोन। India's success lies in a rapid unleashing of potential, whether it be economy, technology, or the power to reshape, innovate. तो कुछ भी चीज़ हो, हमारा सक्सेस इट लाइज इन रैपिड अनलीशिंग, जब हमने जल्दी जल्दी चीज़ों को, पोटेंशियल को समझा। दैट इज अगेन नॉट व्हाट माय ऑथर इज सेइंग ओवर हियर। अगेन एसेंस का क्वेश्चन है। Make sure to like and share. So again, the statement that best captures the essence. Although almost all climate scientists agree that the Earth is gradually warming, they have long been of two minds about the process of climate shifts within larger periods of change. Everyone, almost all of them, they say they agree that Earth is getting warmer. But how it is getting warmer, what is causing the shift, उसमें अलग अलग thoughts हैं. Some have speculated that the process works like a giant oven or freezer, warming or cooling the whole planet at the same time. This is one thought of land. Others think shifts occur on opposing schedules in the northern and southern hemisphere, like exaggerated seasons. दूसरे जो हैं वो exaggerated seasons and all का reason मान. Recent research in Germany examining patterns in the southern hemisphere at the end of the last ice age strengthens the idea. जो एक reference है यहाँ पर, वो recent research जो है वो strengthen करती है that the idea is of warming and cooling occurring at alternative times in the two hemispheres. A more definitive answer to this debate, अगर और अच्छा पक्का आंसर मिले, it will allow scientists to better predict when and how quickly the next climate shift will happen. तो और better foretell करने में help होगा. Essence क्या है? Author has not taken anyone's side or he has favored someone. He is simply saying that scientists have been unsure whether rapid shifts happen all at once or opposing schedules. दो school of thought है. Finding a definitive answer will definitely help them predict the future. तो ये इसी से end हो रहा है. Initially he said that there are two line of thoughts. One say same time पे हो रहा है, another say the reason is कि opposite time पर हो रहा है, opposite schedule में हो रहा है. अगर इसका आंसर हो जाएगा, मिल जाएगा, then we are good to go. So B इसका आंसर बहुत clearly था. Research in Germany will help scientists. Now this is not essence. Because Germany research is just one example. The talk about something is going on over here. It is कि दो जो अलग अलग सोचना है शिफ्ट के बारे में साइंटिस्ट का वो क्या है. Scientists have been unsure whether rapid shifts happen at all once or on opposing. Research will help find a definitive answer. No, author is very clear. अगर a more definitive answer through whatever, not through research. तो ये गलत information है. More research rather than debates on warming or cooling and exaggerate season in its hemisphere will help scientists in Germany predict climate changes better in future. अकेले जर्मनी के तो साइंटिस्ट की बात कर नहीं रहे हैं. So how can this be even a correct consideration? So the question is, which of the following may be consequence of the given information? Result क्या हो सकता है? Answer is D. Understand the information which is like a really short piece of content और उसके बेस पे सोचो कि अब इससे क्या निष्कर्ष निकालो, conclusion निकालोगे. That's your answer. So many manufacturing companies are now shifting base to the rural areas of the country as there is scarcity of space in urban areas. So shift हो रहा है manufacturing units में. Analysts say that this shift will not have a huge impact on prices of the products. Analysts बोलते हैं कि they are shifting, but this will not have a huge impact, huge change in the prices of the products manufactured by these companies, as only 30% consumers live in urban areas. So इससे अब conclusion क्या draw करूँ मैं? The prices of such products will decrease drastically. Author is saying कि फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, तो ये तो गलत है. People living in urban areas will not be allowed to work. Now this is baseless information. इसके लिए कोई proof passage में नहीं है. These companies have होना चाहिए, has grammatically गलत है, have setups in the urban areas before shifting base. Again, no clue is given in the passage. The number of people migrated from rural to urban in search of jobs may reduce. Now this is logical, yeah, because it's moving back. The companies are moving back to rural areas, right? So the people who wanted to work in the companies, now they don't have to relocate. So इसलिए number of people migrated from rural to urban may reduce because वहीं की वहीं rural के rural में उनको मिल. Answer here is C. Now the question is here something you have to be very careful while reading. Which of the following cannot be the conclusions that we can draw from the above? Cannot. Means three are the conclusions and the one which is not is your answer. Okay? Sometimes we miss reading this and we are in hurry. Conclusion word देख के conclusion निकालने लग गए. So please make sure by default आप पूरा question read करो. Most large retail stores of all goods and brands hold discount sales in the month of November. तो ज़्यादातर month of November में sale चलती है. The original idea of price reduction campaigns in November became popular when it was realized the sales of products would generally slow down following Diwali rush. So जो ये क्यों हुआ कि नवंबर में ऐसा हो रहा है? So the original idea of such reduction campaigns in November became popular जब पता चला कि सेल्स जो है दिवाली के बाद कम हो जाती है. The lack of demand could be solved by simple solution of reducing prices. कम प्राइस करो, लोग वापस आ जाएंगे खरीदने. There is now an increasing tendency among major chains across the country to have their November sales begin before Diwali. But अभी जो है एक increasing tendency है and that's that to have the November sales begin before Diwali. The idea behind this trend is to endeavor to sell maximum amount of stock at a profit कि दिवाली के टाइम पे तो निकल ही जाएगा and even if it may not be at maximum profit. ओके, ज्यादा सामान निकल जाए, ओके, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमम हो या एवरेज हो, इट्स ओके. So the incidence of early sales result in lower holdings of stocks with the corollary of lower stock holding cost. Please understand. The incidence of early November sale. तो ये early November sale का result क्या होता है? Lower holding of stocks. ताकि stocks हमारे पास में बिक जाए, कम बचे. With the conclusion of corollary of lower stock holding cost. अभी lower stock holding है तो कॉस्ट भी कम लगेगा, उससे पैसे भी कम खर्च होगा. डिमांड इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ प्राइस, यू लोअर प्राइस डिमांड इंक्रीजेस. ये तो बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से प्रूफ हो रहा है. द मेजर डिपार्टमेंट स्टोर डू नॉट वरी अबाउट प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. इट मे नॉट बी एट मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट, दे वांट सेल्स टू हैपन. तो वो बात भी है. Major stores seem to think it makes sense to have November sale campaigns pre-Diwali. Now, why this is not a conclusion? Saying that the major stores, ऐसा लगता है कि they सोचते हैं, it makes to have some sense to have November sale campaigns pre-Diwali. So this is half baked information. It is not conclusion. Conclusion is after reading the details, what do I get to learn? What is the message I get out of all the details I have in front of me? तो उससे बाकी बातें पता चल रही. सी इज सिंपली some part of information put in front of me, not the conclusion of the passage. And now these, that is an option that has equal chance of being an answer. So उसको ऐसे overlook नहीं करना है. Which of the following conclusions best summarizes the argument presented in the passage? Basically, best summary क्या है? So the argument for liberalization, which answers the worries of the left parties about possible trade deficits. Now, this argument created by the opening up of the Indian economy goes, अभी क्या तरीके की argument है या क्या argument है? It says, in today's scenario, where there are many trading countries, the trade between two specific countries need not be balanced. So argument ये है, starting argument ये है कि इतने सारे ट्रेडिंग कंट्रीज हैं, सो बिटवीन टू ऑफ द कंट्रीज बैलेंस की ज़रूरत नहीं है. The differing demands of goods and services and differing productive capabilities of the same among different countries will cause a country like India to have trade deficits. अभी क्या है ना कि डिमांड्स जो है गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज की और कैपेबिलिटीज की जो कंट्री की अलग अलग हैं, दैट मे नॉट वर्क वेल फॉर इंडिया विद सम कंट्रीज एंड सरप्लसेस विद अदर कंट्रीज. ऑन द होल ट्रेड डेफिसिट्स एंड सरप्लसेस, बहुत किसी की चीज़ का एकदम से हमारा पूरा नहीं कर पाना या ओवर फ्लो हो जाना विल बैलेंस आउट इन ऑर्डर टू गिव अ ट्रेड बैलेंस. सो लेफ्ट पार्टीज नीड नॉट वरी अबाउट ट्रेड डेफिसिट्स इन इंडिया. ये कहाँ से कंक्लूजन हुआ? There is an argument that answers the worries of left parties about the possible trade deficits, okay, with respect to India. But that left parties को चिंता ही नहीं करेंगे since its trade will always be in balance. No, it's not like that. On the whole, this will balance out. In order to give a trade balance, this may happen, even though it runs a deficit with a single country. तो ये आगे का जो पार्ट है सेकेंड हाफ, दैट मेक्स दिस ऑप्शन रॉन्ग. India's trade deficits and surpluses with other countries always balance out. Now we don't know this, we cannot comment on this. Always is an extreme word, hence out. The left parties in India should not be concerned, अभी concerned मत हो about deficits with specific countries because they will balance out in long run. Are we saying that? See, author says on the whole, there is a chance we can have a trade balance. But there are specific countries, because of them we are always on the safe side. ऐसा नहीं बोला है passage में. None of these. Which of the following, if true, would strengthen the speaker's argument? तो whatever is written here, ये जिसके फेवर में है, मैं ऑप्शंस में से जो करेक्ट होगा वो भी उसी के फेवर में बात करेगा. इट्स नॉट गोना बी एग्जैक्टली फ्रॉम द सेम कंटेंट और इन्फॉर्मेशन जो पैसेज में है. स्ट्रेंथन और वीकेंड के क्वेश्चन ऐसे काम करते हैं. So giving computer education in primary schools is a waste of money. Giving this computer education, author is saying ये तो पैसा का बर्बादी है. Some private schools, please parents, in the name of computer education, government should better use its resources in appointing more teachers and creating facilities. Author शायद इसके फेवर में नहीं है कि अर्ली एजुकेशन प्राइमरी स्कूल्स में जो भी एजुकेशन एज ऑफ नाउ दिया जा रहा है इट्स फ्रूटफुल. Children in primary schools are too young to learn how to use computers effectively. They need to learn the basics like numbers, arithmetic, reading and writing. So इसका जो थॉट है या ये जो ऑथर कहना आ रहा है. He is saying that right now in the primary schools, other things are more important, and we can later on have better facilities in education. Cost of ownership of computers is very high. See, in the passage, the matter is not about something being expensive, affordability, and all. तो ये नहीं है. A recent report suggests computers can hamper holistic growth of children. तो कंप्यूटर बाद में पढ़ाओ ना. So this says the same thing that author is saying. ये दोनों in line है, दोनों parallel thoughts हैं. Research on the effect of internet on children. This is just halfway through. इसका क्या करे research? Examples of high school students who use computers to visit adult websites. Now, the thing we are talking about is not what is not happening out of, or what is happening out of primary schools. Focus is the primary schools, children, बच्चों के साथ में why not to go ahead with computer education. Author वो बता रहा है. तो उसी को support करने के लिए B is the correct answer. We already read the passage, so यहाँ पे सिर्फ question answer कहना था. Now, anything that favors that primary schools में computer पढ़ाओ ही, that is something जो weaken कर देगा what author is saying. So computers can be used to enhance learning in arithmetic and language. Author is saying they need to learn, primary schools के जो students हैं, they need to learn the basics. And now if I say computers तो basics में help करेंगे, so I am opposing, I am contradicting what author is saying. So that's why A is your right answer. It is weakening the argument. A study on preference of general public towards computers, no, not relevant. Report on literacy, illiteracy among teachers. Teachers के लिए expect में बात हो ही नहीं रही. Concern बच्चे हैं यहाँ. USA जो है students है, they have designed a new microchip. So what? What should I do? It's a plus point or a minus point. I don't understand. Okay, cool. So the answer, assumption का question है, assumptions are the first thoughts. Okay. Based on that, you have a pattern. तो पहले वो थॉट आया, उसके बाद ऑथर ने वो सोचने के बाद क्या सपोर्ट करते हुए, एक्सप्लेन करते हुए कुछ लिखा. Now, a team of Canadian American researchers, this team has reached a step closer to developing effective treatment to prevent the brain from diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. तो एक टीम है, काफी पास आ गई है by identifying a gene that controls normal and pathological aging of neurons. Neurons की aging को control करता है in the nervous system. आपको nutshell में समझना है, of course. I hope you are not translating each and everything. That is not needed. The team has revealed that the BMI1 gene, which is responsible for aging, has been identified in mice and in humans as well. While they were carrying out experiments, उनको कुछ मिला, टीम को पता चला कि ये वाला जीन जो है वो एजिंग को कंट्रोल करता है. Researchers highlighted the fact that the primary risk factor for diseases like all these is aging of neurons. तो न्यूरॉन्स की एजिंग ही सबसे पहला रीजन होता है यहाँ पे फॉर दीज डिजीजेस, ओके, या रिस्क फैक्टर उसका होता है. तो अज्यूम करो, and no significant study focused on the basic molecular mechanism that control neuronal aging has been conducted to date. तो यहाँ पे तो टीम कर रही है ना, टीम ने कुछ रिवील भी करा है, तो ये कैसे assumption होगा? The BMI1 gene behaves in a similar fashion in humans and in mice. So author has explained that. उसने सोचा होगा या उसको पता है कि there is a gene that is a governing gene aging of neurons को, and वो same तरीके से काम करता है. उसको explain करते हुए, expand करते हुए, he is giving us more information. So it is the assumption. Manipulating BMI1 gene could result in curing people suffering from Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. This could be an inference, not an assumption. अगर assumption होता तो author might have spoken about what all could be done with the gene, not the presence of the gene. तो यहाँ पे see inference. Neurons in the brain age at a slower rate as compared to other cells. इसके लिए enough proof नहीं है मेरे पास में. There is no comparison that I get to support D, and that's why it is not your assumption. Cool. So answer to this one is C. Which of the following statements would strengthen the claim of Professor Margaret? देखें क्या बोल रहे हैं. Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, the Mona Lisa smile, has repeatedly been a subject of many interpretation. लोगों ने अलग अलग तरीके से interpret करा है. Some have described the smile as both innocent and inviting. Many have tried to explain why the smile is seen differently by people. Now, अभी प्रोफेसर पर आते हैं, उनके क्लेम को स्ट्रेंथन करवाना है. So Professor Margaret Livingston of Harvard University has argued that the smile is mostly drawn in low spatial frequencies and so can best be seen from a distance or with one's peripheral vision, मतलब जो साइड से देखते हैं हम. Thus, for example, the smile appears more striking when looking at portraits' eyes than when looking at the mouth itself. मतलब एक पूरा बिगर पिक्चर में अगर हम देखें तो आपको ज़्यादा वो समझ में आएगी स्माइल. क्वाइट फिलोसफी. So research has proved that different people focus on different areas while viewing a portrait. ये support कर रहा है because प्रोफेसर का बोलना ही यही है that with respect to this Mona Lisa, better understanding of the smile can we can have it can be there when we are looking at the portrait's eyes and not just the mouth alone. So it depends on at what distance you are watching. You are seeing the मोनालिसा और आप साइड से देख रहे हो, दूर से देख रहे हो, एकदम सामने से देख रहे हो, दैट्स इन द सपोर्ट. अ स्माइल में अपीयर टू बी अ न्यूट्रल एक्सप्रेशन डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर मूड. मूड के बारे में दिस प्रोफेसर इज नॉट मेंशन एनीथिंग, सो एनीथिंग दैट टॉक्स अबाउट द मूड कैन नॉट सपोर्ट व्हाट ही सेज. Different people have different interpretations for the same portrait because इतना तक तो सही है, because of their different mental makeup. No, author is saying it's about the vision, how and from where you are seeing. People try to see themselves in a portrait. That way interpret that what they interpret is dependent on their personal qualities. So it's something that relates to character and personality. And जो हम देखना चाहते हैं अपने आप में वो हम देखते हैं. This is not again what he's saying. यहाँ पे बहुत ही straight forwardly professor has explained that the smile it's something and it can be best seen from a distance or with the peripheral vision, and then he's exemplifying. So it's the it is proven, the research has proved that different people focus on different areas. Some look at the eyes, some look at the mouth alone, some look from nearby. That's why उनके interpretations अलग है मोनालिसा के smile के. Okay? So there you go. That was it, guys, for today. Thank you so much for attending the session. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will be back here for regular classes on